Hey again. In the previous video, I showed you how to calculate the probability. It was so simple. There was nothing much to explain. But now let's make it a little more complicated, but still very easy. So let's think about this. And this is the summary of the data. I already calculated the probability, but now let's think about the probability of getting an even number. So you can calculate what is the probability of an even number from dice. I pause the video here. So like later on, you will see a lot of questions like this. I want you to pause the video and do the work. Do the work by yourself and do the algebra, which is an important practice. Uh, so and I love this. I love online teaching because you can stop and pause anytime you want, and you can take as much time as you want. So try. It's simple. Try the question, and of course, you don't need to answer it to. You don't need to submit the answer. I don't grade yours, but I will show you how to answer this later, and do it. And I will turn the page. So the answer is sum of those three probabilities. There are three even numbers, 2 and 4 and 6. And if you sum three numbers, then you get 53.5%. That is the probability of an even number. So it's simple, that's simple, right? I believe I don't need any more explanation. But what I want you to think about at this point here is that before doing that, a digression. There are three different ways to write a probability. You may write it as 20%, say 20%, or 0.2, or 2 over 10, 2/10. Or like 1/5 is also the same number, same probability. It doesn't matter, percentage, fraction, whatever, decimal. But using like a percentage is kind of a common way to to speak about a probability. But I don't recommend using percentage in algebra. It can be confusing because so mathematically there is no difference between these three guys. 20% is exactly the same thing as 0.2. Then, for example, when you multiply 20% to 30%, the answer is 6% because you have to transform them into 0.2 and 0.3 and then multiply. Then you get 6%. So this is wrong. This is the answer. So be careful. And but in the end, as long as you did it correct, you may just answer it as 0.06 or 6%. They are the same thing. Both are correct answers, like correct probabilities. They are same probabilities. Anyhow, I will be switching between them in this course. There is no problem in like to say 20% or 0.2 or 2/10. So don't be confused. I may switch between them without saying it. Anyhow, going back to the example again, here, calculating the probability for an even number is simple, but think about this event. We are assigning the probability to not a single outcome. Even number is not a single outcome. It contains three different outcomes. So that's the difference between event and outcome, right? So remember, we defined sample space earlier. Sample space is the set of all possible outcomes. And so an outcome is an element of the sample space. Then event is not an element of the sample space, but a subset of the sample space. So event may contain multiple outcomes. It may contain a single outcome. It may contain no outcome, empty set. So if you learned set theory, exactly, sample space, event, outcome are matched to the universe and subset and elements. That's how you can understand the difference between them. And also what's important here is probability is assigned to an event. Right? So probability can be defined on an event. So for example, you can think about an event with a single outcome. The single outcome itself is an event, or any set of multiple outcomes is an event, like as you see, like even numbers, multiple outcomes, 3 outcomes included in the event. And you may think about an event that does not include any outcome, any possible outcome, empty set. Of course, in this case, the probability is obviously 0%. Also, you may think about an event that includes every possible outcome, right? This universe. And then the probability of this event will be 100% by construction. So in this way, event is where the probability is assigned. So mathematically speaking, probability is a function defined on assigned on every event. And the event is a subset of the sample space, and the function value is always between 0 and 1. Right? So if you're familiar with mathematical terms, that's a better way to understand. But without understanding the mathematics, still it's intuitive, what I'm saying. So I think it's a good place to stop this lecture. So next time, I will stop the lecture now, and next time I'm going to introduce you a more complicated structure of multivariable data. And so far, we only considered like coin toss, dice, which are too simple, but they are useful for introduction. But later, like next time in the next lecture, we will think about real data. Real data and how to understand the structure behind it. Okay, this lecture is a little bit shorter than I expected, but next one will be a little longer than that. And I have a tendency to go too fast in general, and like in the past. So I'm trying to slow down and like during the lecture. Anyhow, thank you for watching the video. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'll be very happy. Also, feel free to stop by the office hour Zoom meeting. I will set up Zoom meeting on Blackboard, so you can do that. So the next lecture videos will be posted on next Tuesday. Okay. Have a nice weekend. See you then.